Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Juliet Singler. Welcome to week 3 of Music Appreciation. I just wanted to take the opportunity to talk to you and tell you about a couple of things that are coming up. You've got an assignment that's going to be due this coming week, and then a group of assignments that will be due the next week. So I want you to be sure to get into your assignment folder and start working on them because the group of assignments that's due the following week is quite a lot of work. So be working on it right along. I wanted to just take a moment to listen to a piece of music with you and give you some ideas about how you might approach talking about music, since that's part of the focus of what we do this semester. So I have pulled up a recording to listen to, and let me start it for you. And we're just going to listen. It's a short work, but let's just listen to the whole thing and see what we can think about it. So that was a prelude written by Chopin, and the artist playing it was Pollini. So as I'm listening to it, I'm just looking for patterns, and I'm thinking about, what is the general tone of the piece? And to me, it sounds very sprightly, very cheerful, and there's lots of motion in it. So I'm listening to the right hand, to the left hand. I'm noticing that all the fast notes are in the right hand. It's lucky for me that this performance includes the sheet music, so I can also look at the sheet music for it. And you could do that as well. You could do a search online to find the sheet music for whatever piece you want to talk about. And I can see what my ear is telling me is true, that all the fast notes are in the right hand, while the left hand is playing an accompaniment to it, a very simple accompaniment to it with block chords, chords that are stacked one on top of each other. And then in the right hand, I'm hearing very small steps. In fact, we call that type of passage a chromatic passage. So they're playing chromatic scales using all half-step increments as they go up and down the scale in the right hand. So those are some little details, but the biggest thing that I noticed right away is that there are parts that repeat and there's something that's different. So I noticed that the part that repeats is at the beginning twice. So I'm going to call that A, and then A again. And then I noticed that it repeats at the end. And it's not an exact repeat, but it's pretty much the same. At the end, there's a little bit of a shift, and it ends on a major chord where it kind of changes the tonality of the piece and makes it end in a very satisfying consonant way. The section that's different, I'm going to call that the B section. So the form for this, I'm noticing, is A, A, B, A. And I don't have to count measures or anything to do that. I'm just listening to general patterns that I hear in the music. But if I wanted to, I could verify that with the sheet music. I also noticed that between the sections, like between the second A section and the B section, there's a little bit of a transition point some transition material, and then between the B section and the last A section, the same thing happens. There's a bit of a transition. And at the very end of the piece, there's some new material, but not a lot of it, not enough to be a whole section, just enough to kind of say, well, that is a little tag that they're putting on the end so that it finishes up in a pleasant consonant way. So I hope that this gives you some ideas of how to talk about music. What you do is listen first and take notice of the big things, and then see if you can notice some smaller details and find a way to talk about that. It's great to make a few notes as you go along, and if you can, go ahead and access the sheet music online and see what you see in the sheet music. You may notice some interesting things. Goodbye now. Have a great week.